Hello my lovelies and welcome back. It's Light Tarot Reader here with another video, so let's get into it. But before that, if you like this video, you can always leave a thumbs up. Also, you can comment below, tell me what you think of this video, tell me your side of the story, and you can always subscribe and hit the button for the notifications so that whenever I upload a new video, you will receive one. And other than that, you can always find me on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook at light.tarotreader or light_tarotreader so that you can message me and we can always talk to each other and have that personal reading for you. Other than that, you can always find something uploaded every single day, be it a short or a bigger video other than that. So let's see what we have for today. You have lost contact with someone and they are kind of aggressive towards you, or actually kind of absent. There is nothing, no communication, nothing even on the social media. Perhaps someone has blocked you. So if you're in one of those situations, let's see if you're going to get that text message or if they're going to call you, and in general see what's going to happen communication wise. So starting from the past, we have the High Priestess, someone who was very actually into you, but not in the typical type of way. You always had that intuition that someone is going to come along your way and you will feel like you're being magnetized towards them. It's also the star right next to the High Priestess. For that person, we have a wish coming true in your past, someone who had actually all of those characteristics and even the personality traits that you wish for in a man or a woman, and you were kind of shocked that you actually found that person. You had an instant connection and it was like all of your dreams came true. And with the Magician, it was magnetic from the start. You were kind of hitting it off right away. They were always on your mind and they were trying their best to make you happy even from day one. Going towards the future, we're kind of in the near past, to say the least. We have the Temperance, and it's also a good card, which means they were trying to heal you from your past wounds. You were perhaps cheated on in the past, you had someone hurt you, not actually physically hurting you, but someone who has left their mark, let's put it this way. So when he/she came along, they were always trying to be very kind to you, very thoughtful. They were trying to find a way to bring you peace. But in the end, we have Three of Pentacles. They were always kind of just losing their interest along the way. They were more focused on work stuff, or perhaps they were going to the university. They were doing something career-wise, and they were holding back their attention towards you. It was always going to something else. You had something already going on for you, meaning a career, or perhaps you were on your way to get publicly recognized for something, to get that raise that you wanted or that better position. So they were kind of being not jealous, but kind of holding back because they were seeing you moving at a faster pace. So with the Three of Pentacles, we have someone who is both willing to learn but always kind of trying to be a team player. That was kind of the case. They didn't have that spark after a specific point in time. They were always trying to be close to you and you were trying to be close to them. It was more like someone working with you either than being actually in a relationship. So now we have you, the Queen of Swords, someone who is very headstrong. They don't need anyone, but you also have that invisible wall in a sense around you, because you have the Lover's card. You are saying that that was my other half, my better half, and you want to have some justice, and it's in the center of your whole reading, which means you have been betrayed in a way that doesn't actually feel like it's that you were hurt, like you were hurt before. There were other people coming in and out of your lives, but it was always not so threatening to you. But now when you think about it, if it feels like that, it didn't seem like this at the time. Perhaps you were not so jealous of someone that was their colleague, or they were studying the same things together, but now your mind is kind of trying to play tricks on itself, and you have even the King of Cups, someone who is very close to you, and they're trying to guide you, to tell you that this is not the case. You're being very weird about that whole thing. And you also have the High Priest. As you can see, you have the High Priestess and then the High Priest. We have someone who is actually heading towards another relationship. And perhaps for someone, now this is the interesting part, because it doesn't seem to have any bad points, but when you actually find the Justice card, High Priest, and Three of Pentacles, some people in this situation were the third wheel, because they were always looking forward to splitting from their partner. They were not so sure. You were kind of wishing it would happen. As you can see, we have two different types of stories right here playing out. The first one is that you actually don't understand why you're not talking. It was like you drifted apart. And the other story that we have now, that is the actual story. We have two people who came into each other's lives when they were actually separately on other relationships themselves. You were not kind of allowed to be together. It was a bit more platonic perhaps in the past, but right now you want to get that justification, what happened and what would happen. You want to learn the truth, and you're kind of always talking about it with your close friends, and you are trying to make sense of the whole situation, but sometimes you're being very critical. You have your own logic, and you always seem to disagree with others for how they see things. Now, for your future, you want a family, someone to get married to, and be there for each other, have that special someone, that true partnership. But you feel like you have lost your chance. You seem to feel like you're a bit more afraid, and that's kind of affecting your career in the future. You have to actually take a step back and look into the whole picture, because the more you think about it, now where is he or she gone, what's going to happen, you feel more and more betrayed, and that's going to actually affect you. And also, as you can see, we have the Ten of Swords. It's very painful, and it's something that you have some deep scars from. You're kind of falling apart. You feel very tired, and like you have failed at finding that special someone. For you now, the thing is that if you're in a relationship and that person was the third wheel, you are actually not going to stay in the relationship that they found you in at the past, at the moment of your first encounter. So remember, you should ask yourself, is it worth it? Like, was it something that actually was your wish coming true, or did you wish for something else and you were kind of trying to find a way out? Because what you're currently going through, because we have someone who is married in a long-term relationship and perhaps heading towards a more serious direction, remember, what you have right now is not what you're going to have in the future, because we have the Tower and the Empress. Now, all of this is a big karmic lesson for you, and also all of the bad foundation is going to come crumbling down. You're going to receive some bad luck because of the whole situation. It's actually something that's eating you up, and the more that you let it become a part of your mind, the more you actually try to find what's going on. It kind of destroys you from the inside out, and having that feeling of justice finally settling in is not, as you can see, so worth it, because it could destroy your family, your marriage, everything that you have built. Because when they came along, they were not so sure of how they were going to handle things themselves. You had a better life before that person, and all you need to have is that answer. That is what's kind of driving you over the edge, and you should think about it very, very much, because it actually doesn't seem to be worth losing everything. It doesn't seem like it's worth it. You have to think about it again, because they're kind of in a weird headspace of their own. So we're going to have a second reading to see the other side of the picture, because the more you're reaching out for that communication, the more you're kind of pushing yourself in a weird corner. So let's see what we're going to get. In the past, we have someone with the Seven of Cups. Oh, that's a rough one. That person was always thinking about things. They were trying to find their purpose, their reason for being. And we have the Ace of Cups, the beginning of a new relationship. When you first got together, it was something very new and very exciting, but they were always kind of thinking, am I going to get back together with my ex? Is this something that's going to last? But we have the Six of Pentacles. You were kind of like a gift for that person. You were helping them make up their mind about things, find out how they're going to actually cope with many situations. And we have the Ten of Cups and also the Sun. You kind of helped that person figure things out with some more personal issues, and that was something that had to do with their past, meaning their childhood trauma, their relationship with their parents. You were always kind of the positive. You were the positive one. Before you, it was all darkness and the haze. After you got inside, you felt like the sun, like someone who is kind of always there, all around the place, so warm and so nice. You gave them a purpose, a sense of happiness, and something that was actually true. So, as you can see, we have someone who is very lost before you, and we have you, someone who was actually feeling very good about themselves. And when you got into this relationship, when you got to know each other, you were always being the team player after a specific point in time. So for the present, let's see what's the present hiding. We have a timid person, and still we have, whoa, now this is a nice energy. We have the Lovers card on top of the Lovers card. You're both still very much in love with each other, but they're afraid to tell you, to send you that text message and give you that sense of justice, as I told you before. We have the Nine of Pentacles. They're kind of focused more on creating something, perhaps their own business, or getting that raise for themselves, because in the past they were kind of seeing you as that movie star, that perfect person who can make no mistake. But for now, as you can see, we have someone who is reaching out there, making things happen. And we also have someone who is in a different relationship. They are kind of having fun, going out for drinks, perhaps even taking those nice trips all around the world or the country that you're in. As you can see, we have someone who has kind of very, very quickly moved on, even though you were that perfect someone. But there is a big but right here. They're still in love with you, and they're going to be reaching out. As you can see, we have the Knight of Swords, someone who is very impatient, and they always have something to say. But the thing is, they're going to come back and tell you some of the things that you would like to hear, not the perfect explanation, not the perfect words in the way that you would like them to, but something along the lines of what you would like to hear, that you can always have fun with them, you can go out for dates, you can be there, but they're kind of creating that new persona, and it doesn't seem like you're fitting in. We have, on the other hand, the the High Priestess and the Seven of Wands. They're going to play a big part on not helping you move on, because when they reach out to you, they're going to be a bit more problematic in a sense, because with the Seven of Wands, as you can see, we have somebody who is not being so nice to others, they're not respecting their boundaries, and they will be very we also have the King of Wands, someone who is very headstrong and always try to do whatever they want and whatever they please. And that's the bad thing. They're not going to let you move on. They're going to actually help you destroy something nice. We have the Two of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. So that communication that you're reaching out for is something that will actually not do you any good. We have someone who is kind of like a third wheel in general when it comes to other people's lives, and they're going to get what they are, they will reap what they have sown, but in the meantime, they can do you more harm than good. You should actually try letting this person go, because they look and feel like perfection, but it's kind of like a made-up persona. That's why you have the Tower. This person is not meant to be in your life, and if you let them, they could actually destroy something that you have been trying to build for years and years to come. As you can see, we have the Two of Wands, which is actually not that good of a card. We have someone who is very egotistical, very megalomaniacal, someone who is always reaching for the stars, but in a bad way. They would rather give someone up and destroy their dreams in order to make his or her dreams come true. And they always ask for something. They take and they take and they don't give back. In the past, that person has asked you for your help, perhaps even money, but they don't seem to be planning anytime soon to give it all back to you. We have the Knight of Cups as well from the bottom of the deck. We have somebody who is not so stable when it comes to love. They're very diplomatic, very careful of how they approach things. And perhaps we have somebody who is an artist. They have very creative imagination. They can always find something that others don't. But that's the thing, that's their key to success. We have somebody who creates illusions so that they can trap someone else and play out their own big plan. For me, it's not a good match for you. The person that you're thinking of, especially if you're the married one and this person is not married or even married themselves, as you can see, it's somebody who is like a sickness. They come into your life and little by little they eat away at something that you have tried so hard to build. Let's also see three different cards for the whole core of this relationship. We have unrequited love, someone who only loves themselves. You love them more than they love you, so it's very one-sided. But now you will tell me the only card that is the same in the same position is the Lovers card. But focus on what we told you before, me and the two previous readings. The way that they love and the way that you love is very different. We also have the wedding, so someone who is actually married or they have been married before, you are the one who is married. Someone right here has a connection with the word wedding. And the last card is passion, someone who brought passion into your life. They want to change things up and they always look out for themselves. So remember, if love is what you look for, then you should look somewhere else, because this person, they are very egotistical. They always have those other plans for themselves. They always play tricks on others. And just for you to see, the whole thing happened for Exhibit A, you, the warrior woman, so that you will find the warrior that you have within, so that you may find your calling, what you are actually capable of doing and not what you used to do, because perhaps you were very very good at your job in the past, or how you were facing all the obstacles but you have lost that warrior that you are actually hiding. You should wake up. This is a wake-up call for you. And for the other person, we have the Age of Light. It's something that they should actually keep on doing, which means they have been training for this for lifetimes in the past. They are in a weird karmic circle. They're actually cleaning up their karma in a way, let's put it this way. And you were coming from a good place when you reached out for them, when you came into their lives. You gave them many presents, and that's what you were supposed to do. Other than that, you should actually think about moving on and finding a new purpose. For the whole reading, let's find your message for you is having faith in your dreams, finding yourself again, and not letting others fight you and bring you down. For the other person, we have the powerful change. They're going to change things up. They're going to create something of themselves. And that's what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to lend a hand and give something to someone who is very in need. They were lost before, and perhaps they will even spend this lifetime correcting all their mistakes from the previous lives and this life. A nice let's find a nice advice. Oh my god, what a weird reading. So the advice is that you have to witness the darkness and also call on the light with your prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. You were not supposed to stay here. You were supposed to learn. You were supposed to guide, and you were also learning about your own boundaries and how you actually think about things. Because let's face it, exiting a relationship, feeling like you're lost, feeling like they have done you wrong, is an easy path to follow, and you can always seek out the darkness and revenge and all of those bad things. But you shouldn't. You should actually understand how it all came to be, because for you that person was a wake-up call so that you could actually change your life. And if you're in a relationship or a marriage that is actually simply not working out for you, then you should let this go and finally step out of your comfort zone, find yourself, and reach for the stars. So if you like this video, you can always leave a thumbs up, comment below, tell me what you think, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you will get notified whenever I upload a new video. I wish you an amazing day and see you in the next video.